This crochet top looks delicate and detailed, but it's actually much easier to make than it seems. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this soft and airy crochet top with these beautiful open sleeves. It's lightweight and comfortable, with a really elegant texture. And I will walk you through the whole process step by step. For this project, I'm using lace mohair held double with a 4mm hook. Before we start, here is a quick overview. We will begin with one long foundation chain. Work the shell pattern along one side, then fasten off. After that, we will join a new yarn to the other side and continue the main body. For the foundation chain, the length depends on how many shell repeats you want. I made 16 repeats, and each repeat is 16 chains. So that's 16 times 16 plus 5 extra chains. That gives me a total of 261 chains. If you want to adjust the size, simply add or reduce the number of repeats. Just make sure to keep multiples of 16, then add 5 chains at the end. Now let's start working the shell pattern. First, chain 3. This counts as your first double crochet. Then, count to the 5th chain from the hook. Into that chain, work 3 double crochets in the same stitch. Next, chain 1. Skip 3 stitches and work 3 double crochets into the next stitch. Keep repeating this across the row. When you reach the end of the row, you should have 2 chains left. Skip 1 chain and work 1 double crochet into the last stitch. For row 2, chain 1 and turn your work. Work 1 single crochet into the first stitch. Then chain 5. Skip 3 stitches and work 1 single crochet into the chain 1 space. Repeat chain 5, skip 3 stitches, and single crochet into the next chain 1 space across the row. For row 3, first chain 3 and turn your work. Then chain 2. Work 1 single crochet into the first chain 5 space. Chain 5. And single crochet into the next chain 5 space. In the third chain 5 space, work the main pattern. 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then 3 times of double crochet 2 together, each separated by chain 1. And finish with 1 double crochet. Then work 1 single crochet into the next chain 5 space. Keep repeating this across the row. When you reach the end of the row, chain 2 and work 1 double crochet into the last stitch. For row 4, chain 1 and turn your work. Work 1 single crochet into the first stitch, chain 5, then single crochet into the next chain 5 space. Then we move to the center section, chain 2 and work 4 double crochet 2 together into the chain 1 space from the previous row. Placing each double crochet 2 together into the next chain 1 space with chain 2 in between. Finally, work 1 single crochet into the next chain 5 space and keep repeating this across the row. For row 5, chain 3 and turn your work. Then chain 2, work 1 single crochet into the chain 5 space. Then in the first chain 2 space, work 2 double crochets. And then chain 1. Next, in the following chain 2 space, work 3 double crochets, chain 1, and repeat this 3 times. In the last chain 2 space, work 2 double crochets. Finally, work 1 single crochet into the next chain 5 space. Keep repeating this across the row. Once you reach the end, fasten off and cut the yarn. Now the shell section is complete. After making the foundation chain, we will set up the pattern. First, set aside 3 chains on each side. These form half of the main pattern. Then, check if the remaining stitches are divisible by 5. If not, just distribute the extra stitches evenly to both sides using double crochets. For example, if you are following my main size with 16 shell repeats, there are no extra stitches. But in this video with 3 repeats, we have 53 chains total. Minus 6 gives 47, which is 45 plus 2. So we have 2 extra stitches. In this case, we place 1 double crochet on each side. Make a slip knot and join the new yarn into the first stitch on the other side of the foundation row. Chain 3. This counts as your first double crochet, which is also an extra stitch. Then work 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1 and work 1 double crochet into the same stitch. Skip 4 stitches. Then in the next stitch work 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. Keep repeating this across the row. When you reach the end, skip 4 stitches, work 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Then, in the last stitch, work 1 double crochet. If you are working with 16 repeats like my main size, there are no extra stitches on this size, so you can go straight into the pattern without adding these extra double crochets. For row 2, chain 3. This counts as your first double crochet and an extra stitch. Then turn your work. Work 1 double crochet into the first stitch, then 1 double crochet into the next chain 1 space. Chain 3 and single crochet in the gap. Then repeat chain 3, 1 double crochet into the next chain 1 space, and chain 1, 1 double crochet into the next chain 1 space, then chain 3 and single crochet in the gap. Repeat this across the row. At the end, chain 3. Work 1 double crochet into the chain 1 space and 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And 1 double crochet into the last stitch, which is an extra stitch. From here, repeat row 1 and row 2 until you reach your desired sleeve width, and always finish on row 1 to keep the edge clean and well defined. Feel free to crochet along and take your time. Now we have reached our desired slip width, and we are finishing on row 1. Then fasten off and cut the yarn. Now we are going to join a new yarn for the body. I have 16 shell repeats in total. I'm leaving 5 on each side for the sleeves, which gives me 6 repeats in the center. Since each shell corresponds to 3 repeats below, 5 shells equal 15 repeats. So we start at the 16th repeat. Then move forward by half a repeat before joining to keep the edge clean. Just a quick tip, when working the body section, there are no extra stitches. So this is the standard way to start the edge with a half repeat of the pattern. Each shell matches 3 repeats of the main pattern. From here, repeat row 1 and row 2 until you reach your desired length, always ending on row 1 to keep the edge clean and defined. Then fasten off and cut the yarn. Now we have finished the front panel. The back panel is worked in the same way. When working the shell section of the back panel, you can use join as you go method to connect it to the front panel. If you find that way is a bit tricky, you can also crochet the front and back panels separately, and then join them at the top of the shell section using slip stitches. Just keep in mind that this method may result in more ends to weave in. Now we are working the last row of the shell section. At the beginning, just follow the pattern as usual. When you reach the center of the shell, we will start joining as we go. Remove your hook from the loop, and then insert your hook into the corresponding stitch on the front panel. Pick up the loop again and pull it through that stitch. Then work 1 double crochet. Repeat the same steps for each of the next stitches in the center, always joining to the matching stitch on the front panel as you go. After joining the 3 double crochets in the center, continue working the pattern as usual. For the neckline section, do not join, just crochet normally. Then, when you reach the next sleeve section, start joining again in the same way. If you'd like to adjust the neckline width, you can choose to join either the left or the right group of 3 double crochets within the shell. For joining, if you are using the slip stitch method, simply follow the marked lines and join the front and back panels together using slip stitches. Once everything is joined, we will move on to the edging. For the sleeves, neckline, and button hem, work single crochets evenly around the edges. I start by decreasing, working 1 single crochet over every 2 stitches. After that first round, I continue working single crochets evenly, without any increases or decreases. And that's everything for this tutorial. I hope you're enjoying crocheting along with me. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.